Good morning. This is my tropical update for Saturday, June 26, 2010. We have our first tropical storm of the first named system in the tropical Atlantic, Tropical Storm Alex. As of 8 a.m., located at 17.0 north, 85.3 west. Movement is west-northwest, 8 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure, 1,004 millibars. This is located about 225 miles to the east-southeast of Chetumal, Mexico. Looking at the satellite, it's kind of located, center of circulation is located right in between these two big areas of thunderstorm complexes here. You've seen this morning this system starting to consolidate finally, and we'll see if we could get these thunderstorms to really maintain its area around the center of circulation. We've seen a little bit of northerly wind shear overnight, and that's kind of pressed these thunderstorms to the south of the center of circulation, but now in the last few frames here, you're starting to see it really starting to consolidate, and this could mean some strengthening today. The hurricane hunters were in there early this morning, and they found a pretty broad area of circulation and broad pressure pattern. So still needed to tighten this thing up a bit, and it looks like it's starting to do that this morning. We'll see if this trend continues. If we could get this trend to continue, I wouldn't be surprised to see this approach Category 1 hurricane status as it gets close to the coast, probably around midnight Eastern daylight time. So we have about another 16 hours over water today. Official forecast has it about 60 miles an hour tropical storm at landfall, but still could see a Category 1 out of this before landfall. And so that's going to move in a west-northwest fashion near Chetumal and then cross the Yucatan tomorrow, spend the whole day over the Yucatan, and then emerge over the in the Bay of Campeche, southern Mexico area, early Monday morning. Here's the official forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, so you can see it coming up this way, getting near Chetumal. Totally agree with this track right now. The models are in very good agreement with this. This should spare the resort areas of Cancun and Cozumel. No worries up in that area right now. If you have travel plans down there, go ahead, go have fun. And then it'll probably weaken into a depression. System's pretty big, so I don't see this really totally destroying this system. Then it usually takes about 24 hours for it to get going back into the Gulf of Mexico, and we should see it get back up to a tropical storm status probably later on Monday, early Tuesday. And then you see a big wide circle here, and this means that steering currents are going to get a little weak in this area, and we could have our system start slowing down as it moves into here. So still a little uncertainty whether this is we're going to have a weaker subtropical high and the weaker high pressure up in here, which would move it more north towards Texas, or pretty strong high here and move it more towards Mexico. And here was that current shear that I was talking about, and showing some of those northerly slight northerly wind shear of about 10 knots over the system, and this kind of pushed a lot of those thunderstorms to the south of the center of circulation. So now we'll see if this could kind of catch up closer to the high. Maybe that's what it's doing now, and consolidate some of those thunderstorms around the center of circulation. Again, this high pressure is going to kind of move with the system, so if the system maintains more of a west-northwest track like this, definitely could see a Category 1, Category 2 hurricane eventually in the southern Gulf of Mexico. Right now, the National Hurricane Center is still kind of saying tropical storm. They haven't really gone all the way to that hurricane wording yet, but I believe we're going to see, if this does take more of a west-northwest track like this, we could definitely see Category 1, Category 2, maybe even Category 3 hurricane. Could see a major hurricane in this area right here. Of course, a more northerly track, maybe towards Texas, northern Texas, more wind shear, probably be a little less intense. So that's kind of the factors right now. And as I said yesterday, we're going to be seeing the model trends today, and we should see definitely more of a consensus as we move towards today, now that we have a storm getting itself together, and models will be definitely more accurate right now. And we saw from yesterday to early this morning, we've seen the models start to consolidate more towards the west. We still have two two camps here. We have still more of a westward moving models going this way, and then more of a northwest models moving towards Texas. As far as the global models go and some of the other models, we have the GFDL, GFS, more up into this area here. The Euro, which has been very consistent, and the no gaps, and the UK Met, they're more on this westward motion here, meaning a stronger high pressure here. And kind of the Canadian has been up in this area as well towards Texas, and the HWRF has now joined the westward moving bandwagon. So right now, northern Gulf Coast, oil slick area, looking like we're out of the woods. I don't really see this getting up in this area at all right now. So basically our focus is now going to turn towards from the northern central Texas coast down to Mexico. Still unsure exactly where this is going to go all up in this area, but this is kind of where we're pinpointing it right now. Here's the latest GFDL, which brings this to about a Category 3 hurricane. Crosses the Yucatan, then more of a west-northwest track towards southern Texas, towards Brownsville. Again, you saw that GFDL consistently bringing this like north poleward for days upon days, but now it's kind of joining the rest of the models and bringing it more westward, and definitely looks like the trend that's beginning right now. And here's the HWRF model again, showing that westward move. This one's a little more westward with a lot of the rest of those westward moving models, and you could see that moving towards Mexico as a Category 1 hurricane. And then here's the Canadian model, again, moving it to a hurricane towards southern Texas. I don't have time to show every single model, just wanted to give you a little overview of where the trend is moving towards that northern Mexico, southern Texas area. And here's the layer wind analysis here, showing still our high pressure right up in this area here, which is keeping this on a west-northwest track. And like I said, the model differences are right now stronger high, more of a west-northwest fashion into Mexico. If this weakens a little bit, moves a little more eastward, this trough digs down into here, a stronger trough in here, this would move this more towards Texas. And again, as far as intensity goes, I think a more track towards the west-northwest in this area would mean less wind shear, which would mean a stronger storm. We could see a Category 1, 2, or 3 hurricane in here. If this takes more of a northern track, more towards Texas, probably a little weaker system with a little more wind shear. So maybe not as of an intense storm, but still could see a hurricane up in this area, but probably not a major hurricane. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. If I want to put I call it my danger zone, my area of concern right now would be probably from the Louisiana-Texas border down to northern Mexico. So basically Texas is now in the bullseye for this system. Still a little early. It's going to really take its time and be very slow moving in the southern Gulf. So if anything, this is not going to affect Texas if it does move up there till later in the week. So still have plenty of time to watch it. We'll have those models coming to a little more consensus today, hopefully. Looks like they're starting to do that now. And we'll see what happens. Just watch those models today and see if the system could actually... First thing is see if we could have our first hurricane of the season today, if this could strengthen before it makes landfall in the Yucatan, and that's still a possibility, I believe. I will have another update late tonight. If not late tonight, it'll be tomorrow morning, okay? Have a great day and have a nice weekend.